Hi, this is Reese from CreataCRM, and today I'm going to be showing you the job and task deck. Now, previously in one of our videos about project management, we covered the 5 steps or the processes of project management, which is initializing, planning, executing, monitoring and controlling, and invoicing and closing. Now, this video will be probably just focusing on the executing and monitoring and controlling. Now, the job and task deck that we have here is really to make more efficient for the users to quickly go through and see the jobs and the tasks as a whole and move them across and manage them quicker, is a good way of saying it. So let's go ahead and show you in Creator what it looks like. So let's move across Creator, and at the moment it's defaulted to the job tasks dashboard. Now we're going to click on inside the dashboards is the deck. The deck has a range of elements here. You've got sales and leads for the sales team that you can go through. You've got tasks, all the tasks that you have, or you can see all users, and the job itself. Now, one of the previous videos we had, we showed you the job management. Now, this process here covers the job status, and you can customize the stages for yourself, which is unassigned, assigned, in progress, on hold, finish, and close. Now, for this, it shows you that you've got tasks that are unassigned. Now, this could be, for example, the user admin has got all these unassigned tasks that he can give out. Now, for example, this one here he has, and it's unassigned. He can go, well, I'm going to assign it, and I'm just going to click on this, and we have the last comment is waiting for a colleague, and you can actually go to the details and review what it is about. So you can make comments on here, and it gives you display of the last comments. You can look at all the tasks connected to this particular project, and there's one task uncleared. Now you can, for example, go, look, I'm going to assign it to someone in here. So I'm going to click on the edit button along here and just assign it to the user. So it comes on his dashboard. So I'm just going to save and close that, and it's going to go back to the dashboard here. So that means that this one here now will display on the user's dashboard, which shows it's signed. Now, what happens is the users can come into the system and look at their deck and say, oh, I've got a sign project for me, and you can see the little shortcuts you've got. For example, I can click on the attached project to it and review the project, see it and look at the Gantt, have more information about the project itself, and you can also review other elements of the actual job. For example, the person can have a look and see it's assigned to him. He can then, for example, see there's a quote connected to it. He can see there's no tasks on here, and there's allocated 2 hours of this, and 0 has happened. Now, little things you got to know that when you do actually look at the job itself or tasks, it does display other child jobs, because you can have inheriting of the jobs. So for example, you look at the Gantt, there's other tasks connected here, and you can actually see tasks from the child jobs and who they assign to as well. So the person can review and get a more of a holistic view of the actual project itself. So if the person has got no tasks, he may just go through and he may have to do a couple of things with it, but he can actually go back to the deck and for his deck and load it up and just go, look, it's in progress, it's on hold, and I've finished it. Now, that means when he finishes it, you can also, that can be a status that the admin people can actually send invoices out, because you've got things like finished statuses for people like accounts people who want to actually see or the finished statuses so they can send invoices across. So we have not started, and you've got closed, which is a lot more activity. So we're going to go back to all here. Now, the other elements you can start doing is that the person, he's got the jobs assigned to him. So you're a manager, and you just go through the jobs that you've got to do. You're going to be moving things into categories, and then you'll probably review, well, this has got one task to go, training reckon. I'm just going to go there and just review it and see how this is going for the training person. So it really quickly gives that person the element of just going through and see any comments in here, or just go, look, client is on holiday, something like that. So that kind of helps the manager. And we'll just save that. Sorry for the bad spelling. And what happens, you can go back, and the people that are reviewing these jobs can actually see those particular comments when they pop it up. And So then the other elements you can do is the tasks. Now the tasks are pretty powerful, so you can go to the task, and let's say you are in one of the training jobs. I'm just going to click on here. It's got 2 uncleared training jobs. Go to that activity here. Notice it's really quickly to use, and you've got the DAC. Let's say all users, and this order manual. So for example, you can quickly go, well, I'm going to do that today. That actually, I'm going to do training follow-up. I'm going to do that tomorrow. So you can actually move things around really quickly and move the tasks across. So when you look at your tasks, you can actually see, you can quickly move your calendar around rather than opening up schedules and checking on fields. You've really got a quick way of grabbing the elements and scheduling it. So if I actually just moved it to Friday, for example, over here to follow Brecken, and so on job 25, I can then go, for example, all the way down to jobs tasks, and I can see that when you go to the list view, you can see that it's filtering on, for example, job 25. There it is. And it's now changed to the 7th. So that was very easy to change it. It was due on the 3rd. Now, this is a nice list view of just all the tasks. For example, you do have other elements that you can do in this section here on tasks. You can look at the variations that you can have, all tasks, jobs, tasks, my open tasks, and so forth. Now, other features you can actually implement is that you can actually go to jobs themselves, and you can actually inject jobs into jobs itself. So for example, here's some jobs right now. You've got call client, setup, site, Reckon setup, and so forth, and you can see that you've got 75% completed. Now, what happens if there's additional work that needs to be done on this particular job? What you can do is that you simply can go into the job template, and we're going to inject setup synchronization of Exchange Sync, which is Office 365, and add that job into the system here. So inject that. And we're going to save and close this particular one, and that will go back to number 23. But now when you go to the Gantt, you can see there's a whole big group of a job in here, and I can just drag and drop that down to say I have now another group of jobs in here, and I've assigned them to all these people. So what happens that, for example, a user experience where the manager goes through and just says, look, I'm just going to assign it, because the job template assigns to everyone. For this example, I'm just going to assign it to this user, and then go through and just clean it up and say, well, the user will be doing this job from, untick here. Okay, so what happens now is you've got my task along here, but then you've got all the tasks along here, which is the 2 tasks that have been assigned. Now these are color coded again to have, if you click on that, that should be click to a user, and it's a technical work to be done. So as you can see here, you've now got all these jobs along here. You can then go to the project itself, the parent project, and then the actual whole project itself, and then you can see a whole Gantt on what's going on the whole elements, where you've got exchange things that are new job that you've injected into the whole project itself. Now, project management, as you can know, is in the job management has got a lot of elements into it. So these tools are all quite good to help the users manage themselves, and pretty much go from the deck itself, and for example, the user itself now has got those 2 jobs, and he can then, the manager can just go through and drag and drop and say it's assigned to you for that person. There's 0 tasks completed in this particular element, so they have to go through in those tasks and complete them. Now, if there's any questions about this, because it's a bit of a big topic in itself, please give us a call, because we're happy to talk to you through this process, or go through other elements of the project management and job management about this. So have a good day, and speak to you soon. Thanks.